10 ways to actually love yourself as a man, even if you secretly hate who you see in the mirror. Because let's be honest, most men don't love themselves. They tolerate themselves. At best, that's if they don't live in a state of constant self-hatred. They wake up, look in the mirror, look inside themselves and think, fuck, I've really let myself go. So they might brush their teeth, scroll Instagram or LinkedIn and pretend that everything's fine, tell themselves that it's nearly the weekend, they can escape again. I know that because it used to be me. From the outside, people thought that I was doing great. I was fighting, I was coaching, I was working, I was grinding, stacking money, but inside I hated myself, not in a dramatic way, but in the kind of quiet, suffocating way that eats you from the inside out. And I don't care how many cars, how many watches, how many followers, how many paychecks or pay rises or people you've got working under you, if you don't like the man staring back at you, you broke where it matters the most. So stay tuned for this video today, because I'm going to be giving you 10 ways to actually love yourself as a man. And it's not in the fluffy, soft, woo-woo, spiritual nonsense kind of way, real, genuine ways, but in the get your life back together, take your power, walk with your head held high like a fucking king type of way. Because you can live your life like a peasant or live it like a king, and that's nothing to do with money. Number one is you've got to face yourself. Stop bullshitting the man in the mirror. Because when I was so deep within that self-hatred, I'd avoid the mirrors. I'd walk past them sideways, pretending not to notice my gut and my man tits and my sad looking face and my shit skin. Pretending I didn't see how drained my eyes looked, how lifeless my eyes looked. Because men lie to themselves more than anybody else. You tell yourself that you're just tired. You tell yourself that this is just a phase. You tell yourself that you'll start Monday. Loving yourself starts with telling yourself the truth. Look in the mirror and say, I did this to myself and to my life, and I can undo it and rebuild a life better than I ever thought possible, because the comeback is always better than the setback. That's real self-love, radical ownership. And if you can't be honest with yourself, don't expect your confidence to just magically appear out of nowhere. Let me say that again. If you can't be honest with yourself, don't expect confidence to appear out of nowhere. So point number 2 is you got to master your mindset. Reprogram your brain and your subconscious mind daily. Because I used to wake up every day and instantly hate the thoughts in my own head, so I'd have to escape Instagram, TikTok, gambling apps, negative, panicky, anxious and reactive, like my subconscious was working against me. And do you know what? It was, because you've been programmed your entire life by fear, by failure and by repetition. So if you want to truly love yourself, you've got to rewire your brain to stop attacking you. Let me say that again. You've got to rewire your brain to stop attacking you. So I record my own voice affirmations and I play them over binaural beats every single morning. Stuff like, I love myself completely no matter what, and my vibration is always rising. Amazing experiences and moments are attracted to me. My energy affects the people around me and attracts amazing experiences to my life. I deserve every amazing thing that happens to me. After 30 days, I stopped trying to believe it. I did believe it and it became reality. So subconscious programming is the cheat code for your confidence or any area of your life. But we're talking about self-love, because you can't love yourself when your inner dialogue sounds like your worst critic, your own worst enemy. So change the voice, get some empowering thoughts going on. Point number 3, move your fucking body, because you can't hate yourself into getting in better shape, getting rid of them man tits and a beer gut, because there's no spiritual way to love yourself when you've got beer belly and man tits. And it sounds harsh to say, and I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, but it's true. So you can meditate all you want. If you look like you've already given up, you're going to feel like you've already given up, because you have. Your body is proof of your standards. Every meal you eat, every workout that you do is a vote either for self-respect or for self-hatred. And when you start to train, you're not just burning that fat and building the muscle, but you're burning the shame and you're building that best version of yourself. Because I don't work out to impress anybody else. I do it to stay proud when I see my reflection and feel that feeling of growth and being proud of myself. So every time I train, I'm telling myself, I care about you enough to show up and do the hard things when I don't feel like doing them. That's real self-love, not spa days or crystals. There's a time and a place for that. Consistency and discipline is the real therapy. So point number 4, clean your environment. Your room, your car, your living space is your reflection. So when I was deep in my chaos, my house looked like an absolute bomb site. Dirty dishes, filthy carpets, receipts everywhere, lines of powder on the side, residue, shit on the floor. And then I realised my environment was literally just a mirror of my mind. Carnage, destruction, self-hatred. So if you want to love yourself, clean the spaces that you're in regularly, fold all your clothes, light a candle, make your bed like it owes you some fucking money, and it gets the domino effect rolling. Because when your environment reflects order, your mind starts to get calm. And you don't need a therapist for that. You just need a fucking bin bag and some self-respect and a little bit of discipline. And I used to hate tidying up and doing all these things. Now I actively love doing it and I stay on top of it, so it's not a big job. Point number 5, gratitude is the cheat code. Gratitude sounds so corny until you actually try it and implement it to your life. So every morning I write down things that I'm grateful for, why I'm grateful for them, and I feel it in my body, even on a day where my head's a little bit of a mess. And sometimes it's just the small things. My black coffee in the morning that's waking me up, my dog, a positive message from a client, or even I'm still here with breath to live another day. So when you train your brain to start looking for what's working, it stops obsessing over what's wrong and what's missing and all the ways that you're not good enough. Gratitude doesn't ignore pain, it just reframes it and gets you to focus on the positive and the feel-good things. So if you can look back at your darkest moments in life and say, that version of me still showed up, made it to here to this day, you're already stronger than 90% of people, because I've survived 100% of my bad days. And that's self-love through radical self-awareness. So point number 6 in the video is reconnect with your purpose. Find your purpose, get back on your mission, and if you haven't got one yet, find it. Because men without missions destroy themselves. That's why you'll drink, sniff, scroll, argue, gamble, or overthink. Because you're built for battle, and when there's no war, you self-destruct and fight yourself. Because when I was directionless, I hated myself, because deep down, I knew that I was built for more, capable of so much more. And once I got aligned and started living with the 3 M's and living on my purpose, coaching, fighting, creating, helping other men, everything clicked. Because purpose is masculine medication, and without it, your mind just eats itself alive. So if you want to love yourself again, build something that's going to outlive you after you die. So point number 7 today in how to love yourself as a man. Forgive yourself for your past shit. We've all made mistakes, we've all fucked up, me especially, because you can't love yourself while you're still punishing yourself. And most men walk around carrying guilt and stress from 10 years ago. Every mistake, every failure, every broken relationship, it's like mental baggage that never gets unpacked. You've got to let it go. You did what you knew at the time, and you can't build a new, improved life using old stress, old memories, and old guilt. Because when I forgave myself for who I was at my lowest points, the addict, the liar, the lost kid, the broken criminal, I finally felt free enough to become the man who I am now, the unfuckwithable version of myself. That's the paradox, because you only become powerful when you forgive your weaker self for all those years of torture that you put yourself through. Point number 8, say no more often, because self-love is boundaries. Nowadays, if something's not a fuck yes for me, then it's fuck no. Because you can't love yourself if you keep letting people drain you with their expectations. Stop being everybody's emotional punching bag. Self-love is saying no without guilt. It's choosing your peace over someone else's approval. So when I started setting boundaries, I felt guilty as hell. But that guilt turned into power, because every no was a yes to my self-respect. Let me say that again. Every no to what I didn't want to do was just a yes to my self-respect. So point number 9 is you got to speak kindly to yourself, because your fucking subconscious mind and your conscious mind's listening. So how many times have you said, oh, I'm just an idiot, or fuck that up, or I'm just a mess up, or I'm not built for this, or nah, I'm just not that type of person. You wouldn't say that to your best mate or to your missus or to your kids. So why would you say it to yourself? The most masculine thing you can do is build yourself up and not tear yourself down, and then automatically you'll build other people up instead of tearing themselves down. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Confidence doesn't come from achievements. It comes from the conversations that you have with yourself when nobody's around. So if you speak to yourself like a leader and speak power into yourself, you'll start acting one. You'll start acting like a leader, like an unfuckwithable legend, like a king. The final point, number 10, be a man of your word. Keep your promises to yourself. Yes, you want to keep promises to other people as well, but keep them promises to yourself. This one's the most important one. If you want to love yourself, you need to start keeping your word. Because every broken promise, every I'm going to start Monday, every skipped workout, every snoozed alarm kills your self-respect just that little bit more. And every time you follow through, you start to rebuild that self-love and that self-respect, and the momentum builds. That builds. That's why I live by systems, not feelings, because motivation fades up and down, but your identity and your systems stay. Because when your words and your actions match, you walk different, talk different, feel different. That's self-love, not just affirmations and bubble baths and spirituality and crystals. Integrity. So here's the closing lesson before I leave you. How self-love can make you unfuckwithable, will make you unfuckwithable. Because when you genuinely love yourself, you become untouchable. Because people cannot manipulate a man who doesn't need external approval or validation. They can't break a man who's already forgiven himself. They can't compete with a man who's at peace with who he is. That's what it means to be truly unfuckwithable. You know, everything I do is about living in alignment and becoming unfuckwithable. Not cockiness or arrogance or carelessness, just calm, confident and in control. So if you're a high-performing man watching this, I know that you don't need to grind more. You need some fucking alignment in your life. You need to cultivate some self-love, because what's all the money mean if you can't enjoy it? That's why I built the alignment blueprint. The alignment blueprint. It's a free step-by-step system to align your mindset, your movement and your money, so you can rebuild yourself from the inside out and finally feel proud again. The link's in the description. It's free. Click it, download it. It's changed my life and all the men I've worked with. And if you're ready to really go all in deep, book a power hour breakthrough call with me. £99. We'll go deep for an hour. We'll go deep on what's holding you back. Build you a plan that works with your life and create the discipline and the systems and the daily non-negotiables that make you unshakable, growing and building momentum every single day. Because when you love yourself, you don't need validation. You are the validation. It comes from inside here. And you'll notice when you validate yourself, the whole rest of the world loves you more anyway. It's paradoxical, because self-love isn't soft, it's savage. It's looking at the man in the mirror and saying, I built this, I'm proud of this, and I promise you I'm only just getting started. So I'll see you in the next video, but don't even bother clicking on the next video if you're not going to download the life-changing free alignment blueprint. The link's in the description. Click it, download it, let it change your life like it's done for so many men before you. And I'll see you in the next video. Let's fucking go.